What up, what up, what up? What is going on, y'all? FST in the building. I see a lot of you guys here in the comments. Yes, bear down. I'm just trying to clear off the screen so that I look good on here. Hopefully you guys can see me, hear me, everything's good. Let me know. Nicholas was good. Mama Michael was good. King Pookie, Jerry Smith was good. Yeah, what's going on, guys? Less than 24 hours till we get to watch the Bears. That's crazy to me. Like it felt like years ago that we had the last NFL season, and now the NFL season starting tomorrow. So it's crazy. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of Bears fans. What's going on? I see a lot of you guys trickling in now, so that's good. So yeah, just wanted to come on because I didn't have a chance to really talk with you guys before the start of the season, right? Because I put out all my videos. I put out my preview for the Bears game and prediction. I gave you guys my week 1 pick. So all of the videos that I needed to put out, I put out. But I wanted to just come on and talk to you guys because see if you guys had any questions for me, Bears related, NFL related, or anything in general, even the NBA. We could talk about the playoffs. I've been watching that. So, yeah, just ask me questions, guys. Super chat if you want your question answered right away. I'm going to try to get to as many as I can. Maybe hang out with you guys for like 20, 30 minutes and then get on out of here. All right. So, yeah, let's start right away. Well, actually, before we start, keep submitting your questions. I see you coming through here. If you have not checked out my preview, go ahead and do so. So basically, I have the Bears winning tomorrow. By the way, they're a +2.5 underdog against the Lions for some odd reason. I don't get it. But I have the Bears winning tomorrow 27-17 if David Montgomery plays. If he does not play, I have the Bears winning 24-21. And we got some big news last couple of days. Kenny Golladay is doubtful, so he might be out. He might not play. That leaves Marvin Jones Jr. as their number 1 receiver. Then you have T.J. Hawkinson, and you have Marvin Hall maybe. So, yeah, that's a big loss for the Lions. That's their number 1 receiver. So I feel even better about my pick, folks. And if you bet, go ahead and take that +2.5 against the Lions that the Bears have, because I did. All right. So let's get to these questions. Do you think Robert Quinn will play tomorrow? Jonathan is asking. That's a great question because this Robert Quinn thing is really weird what's going on here. So apparently he's doubtful tomorrow with an ankle injury. I have no idea when he picked up this ankle injury. I have no idea when this even happened. And the Bears have been very, very private about it. We haven't gotten any information. I saw a couple of the Bears beat reporters talk about the fact that they didn't like how secretive the Bears have been about the Quinn injury. And we know that Bears have paid him a lot of money to obviously play for them, and you're not going to have him for week 1. So to answer your question, Jonathan, I don't believe he plays tomorrow. He's listed as doubtful. So unless he gets upgraded in the next couple of hours or obviously before game time, I don't see how he plays, which is, again, a big loss. But I have no idea what the heck's going on. So I'm going to try to find out for you guys what's going on with Robert Quinn. But, yeah, I'm not happy with how secretive the Bears have been with his injury. So a lot of people asking about the Quinn. Yeah. Are you worried about Mack being limited to practice a couple of days? Nope. Not at all. Not at all. Khalil Mack is a professional. Khalil Mack is probably the only guy on the Bears I can say I am not worried about if he doesn't practice the whole week and he can play tomorrow. And, yeah, that's how I feel about Khalil Mack. So he's ready. He'll be good to go. I believe Trubisky is going to have a fantastic game tomorrow, Jerry Smith says. And, yeah, I like Mitch to play well tomorrow. He always destroys Lions. I said this in my preview video. If there's one fan base that can't talk crap about Mitch, it's the Detroit Lions, because he always does well against them and beats them. Faiz, why don't you go live stream on Twitch? I thought a lot about that, about streaming on Twitch. I wouldn't mind, but I mean, I do live streams on here, And a lot of my live streams on Twitch would probably be the same thing. I mean, if you guys want me to, I could. I also have tried to want to like do live streams on Twitch for like when I play like games like Fortnite or 2K or Madden. I don't know if you guys would enjoy that, but yeah, let me know. Do you guys want me to join Twitch? I've thought about it. I just never felt like it was, going to be something that you guys might be interested in. So I just addressed the Robert Quinn situation. Do you think Mooney makes an impact his first year? Minimal. It's just a depth issue, folks, honestly. Look at the receivers above him. You got, obviously, A-Rob, Anthony Miller, Ted Ginn, Riley Ridley, and so even Juwan Wims. And so with Darnell Mooney, I hope he makes an impact, but unless we have injuries to our receiving core, which I don't want, no Bears fan should want, Mooney's just going to have a hard time just getting on the field. And so you're not going to be able to make an impact if you don't get on the field. Now, once he gets on the field, he is absolutely going to make an impact, but the issue is him getting on the field. So that's the reason why I definitely see him, when he gets on, having a couple nice catches, deep catches, maybe a deep touchdown, but yeah, minimal. Hi, my name is Hubert Davis. I love your show. Well, I appreciate that, Hubert. Thank you so much for watching. Do you think the 49ers game would postpone? Why would it postpone? I think they're playing with the Cardinals, right? I'm lost here. Let me know why you guys think that. Yo, man, why are you so down on Cordell Patterson? He's got big play potential with the ball in his hands. Just curious because we normally on the same page, but we differ here. I'm not down on Cordell Patterson for what he does. I'm only down on Cordell Patterson if he gets utilized too much. So Cordell Patterson, he's going to be a receiver turned running back this year. So the Bears are going to play him at running back behind David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen, and maybe Ryan Nall. And my only issue with Cordell Patterson is use him sporadically. But when it's 3rd and 1 and Matt Nagy's punching it with Cordell Patterson, that's when I have an issue. Because Cordell Patterson is a gadget player on offense. Every once in a while, he can give you a spark. But when we need like crucial downs, first downs, crucial plays, I don't want Cordell Patterson in on those. All right? I don't. So for me, that's the only issue here. He's a Swiss Army knife of a player for sure. Use him in the right scenarios. When Matt Nagy does that, I got no issues. All right? How many touchdowns do you think Mitch Trubisky and or Jimmy Graham might have on the first game? I think Mitch throws at least 2 touchdowns. And Jimmy Graham, I mean, I'd say probably if he catches one, it'll be 1 touchdown. But I'm not so sure he catches a touchdown. I'd like for him to. But, yeah, Mitch, I'd say 2 touchdowns. Foles or Trubisky in Week 17? Come on, Jake. You know my answer there. It's going to be Mitch Trubisky. I believe he will play the entire year unless he gets hurt. How will the O-line perform tomorrow? I hope they play well. I really do. Folks, it's so crazy because the game's literally tomorrow, and we still don't have a word on if David Montgomery's playing or not. Like, we still don't know. He practiced fully in the last practice the Bears had, so he's trending towards playing. But the fact that we don't know if he's going to play or not is crazy to me. It's just crazy. So he's probably going to be a game-time decision. And so the offensive line, I hope they perform well. I think they'll be decent. The Lions' defense is not great. It's okay. So I'm not that worried. So I think they'll perform decent. Are you worried about Mac? No, I answered that. Will Monty play? Just talk to you guys about that. I think it's a game-time decision. My gut feeling tells me David Montgomery does play because I think they would have ruled him out by now if he was not going to play. How bad do you think Stafford is going to get macked? Yeah. Khalil Mack's going to have a sack or 2 in this game. I feel pretty good about that. Matt Stafford now without Kenny Galladay. Oh, baby. The Bears defense is going to just annihilate Stafford. What's the deal with all the injuries in practice, not games? Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure what's going on because it's not just the Bears, folks. So you guys know I play fantasy a lot, DFS a lot. And a lot of injuries have been happening, and we haven't even started games yet. Like, I don't know how these guys are getting hurt in practice that badly. Miles Sanders out, all right? The Eagles starting running back. A couple other injuries. Deebo Samuel, people are expecting him to be back. He is out now on IR for 3 weeks. So it's just crazy to me that all these injuries are happening in practice. I agree. What seed do you think the Bears will finish? I have the Bears as a wild card team, so probably like a 6th seed, 5th or 6th seed, something around there. Should I start Mike Evans? He's questionable. I would not start Mike Evans this week. I feel very, very not confident in him. He's just very banged up right now. And look, if he plays, I can see how you might be like, okay, do I have a better option? So if you don't have a better option, sure. But if and this is only if he's playing. Obviously, if he's not playing, you're not starting him. But if he's playing and you have like a better option, like let's say, for example, if Deshaun Jackson is on your bench this week and Mike Evans plays, start Deshaun Jackson over Mike Evans. I'm just going to say that. All right? Hopefully that helps. You think the Devontae Freeman will be signed by the Bears or any other team right now? Honestly, folks, I'm losing hope every single day that Devontae Freeman or anybody other than anybody else on the running back waiver wire gets signed by the Bears. They passed up on Leonard Fournette. They passed up on Devontae Freeman, even when David Montgomery got hurt. So who is to say that they signed somebody now, right? If Montgomery plays, do you think he will be limited? Absolutely. David Montgomery's not 100% right now. If he was, they would have already said he's playing. So I think you can expect a little bit less of a snap count here. I think there's going to be a little less carries than we would have liked for David Montgomery. Hello from Orlando, Florida. Mike, what is going on? Orlando, you guys are at the site of the NBA bubble, the playoff games, which have been very exciting. So thank you for joining. Who do you think the Bears draft next season, since we have a number one pick? At way too hard to tell right now. Say hello, Faiz. I'm fantasy. See you in week 3. See you in week 3, man. I think I play Reed this week. I saw Reed's comment here. How do I feel about the matchup? Listen, I'm confident. I think I'll beat you, man. But let's see what happens. All right. If you do win, you got bragging rights on me. Here we go. Would you do live streams during the game? So my schedule during the season is very simple. I do a preview and prediction for every Bears game before the Bears game, obviously, and then I do a post-game recap. Live stream during the game, I'm not a fan of because I want you guys to be able to watch the game and myself as well. And so the thoughts and my analysis will come after. Now, if you are really interested in knowing my thoughts during the game, follow me on my social media because I live tweet. I do. My Instagram and my Twitter. They're always the links are always in the description. So I do live tweet. So if you guys want my immediate thoughts, follow me on my social media. Air quality in Cali right now. Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea. I think they'll play. I think they'll find a way to make them play. But I'm not sure, man. Prayers out to California, man. If you guys are out there watching me in Cali, I'm in Chicago, obviously. But if you guys are out there in Cali, man, prayers out there. I've seen some of the videos and the pictures, man. It's crazy how it looks out there. I mean, literally, the sky, everything is like orange or red. It's crazy, man. Prayers out to you guys, man. Any stats on Montgomery this year? Maybe you did and I missed it. Yeah, I did. I do a David Montgomery stat, but this is before he got hurt. Before David Montgomery got hurt, I said he would get 1,100 to 1,200 rushing yards. Now, after the injury, I just hope he breaks 1,000, honestly. Pro teams do not owe the public any information they do not want to share. Opponents are always looking for neat little things to give them advantage, and coaches who get paid understand this. Yeah, I'm not, getting angry at the Bears for, not disclosing the information if they truly don't want to share it with the opponent, knowing if, Quinn's played or not. But I'm saying, like, when the reporters ask about Robert Quinn, like, they've been very mum at all, like nothing. So I'm just saying that I think with Robert Quinn, if we just knew when this injury was even picked up, like some sort of clarity on it, that would have helped out. Because here's the thing. If they're mum on his status about playing tomorrow, that's fine. You don't have to say if he's playing or not. You can just say questionable. But talk about what the injury is and, like, if, when he picked it up, whatnot. So let's see here. Also, Faiz, did you see the crazy prediction on NFL page where one of the predictions was Lions 20, Bears 1? Where the heck was that? Because you need to stop watching that right now. All right. Let's see here. Again, guys, super chat if you want a question answered right away. How many times do you shave your beard down a week? Over under 3. In a week, once. Honestly, great question, Randy. Folks, you can tell I don't get like the Akeem Hicks beard where it's like down here, so it doesn't take that much maintenance. Honestly, I've thought about actually shaving my beard once, but yeah, I don't know if I'd look that good. Score prediction for the game. Just said it, Brandon, 27-17. Bears if Montgomery plays. If he's out, 24-21. This is Tevin. My question is, do you think we'll be able to get the run game going? I'm a little doubtful about it now just because of David Montgomery's injury, but if he does play, then I'm hopeful, honestly. Let's see here. Just out of curiosity, do you watch MLB? Are you a Sox or Cubs fan? Folks, I do watch baseball, but I don't talk about it as much because my two favorite sports are basketball and football. And as far as teams, I support all Chicago teams, and it gets tough when we're talking about the Cubs or the Sox because, again, they're two different teams. But again, I always support all Chicago teams, and just because I'm not a diehard Sox fans or diehard Cubs fans, I don't like taking that stance. But if you ask me to pick, I'll go with the Cubs. All right? But again, I always support Chicago teams. If Montgomery will play, how many carries do you think he'll get? That's a good question. Probably 15 carries. I think 12 to 15 is a good estimate here. Maybe 15 is a little too high. I'll probably say 12. Yeah, 12 to 15. 15 on the high end. Again, it all depends, obviously, how he looks. Levante with the super chat, $2.99. Thank you, man. Faiz, I'm up in fantasy. See you week 3. Levante, see you in week 3, man. Can't wait. I got to look at our matchup, man. I'll see what happens here. I'm starting Larry Fitz instead of Mike Evans. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, honestly. Mike Evans is really banged up. I don't know how much he'll even play if he's in. Bigger loss for the Bears or Lions? Bears not having Quinn Montgomery or Lions not having Galladay Slay. I'm going to go ahead and say the Lions not having Kenny Galladay. You don't understand how much of a difference Kenny Galladay makes. Kenny Galladay is one of the 10 best receivers in football. Right? You can even make the argument between Kenny Galladay and Allen Robinson, who's better. So when you take away Kenny Galladay, I mean, Matt Stafford would literally have no one to throw to outside of Marvin Jones Jr. And so for the Bears, if you take away David Montgomery, it's a huge loss. I got it. But Matt Nagy depends more on the passing game than he does the running game. And then with regards to Robert Quinn, we still have a good defense even without him playing. So to me, I'm going to say Galladay. Who has bigger breakout potential this year, Montgomery or Anthony Miller? If they're both healthy, David Montgomery. Not having Eddie Goldman could be as big of a loss as losing Hicks last year. Should we be worried about our run defense? Yeah, man. That hurt. That hurt for sure. That hurts for sure. Cali here, Faiz. Yeah, it's something. Bears then here, baby. Sunnyvale, California. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Out there in Cali. Prayers up for you guys. This next question, man, James Bond. So, James Bond, thank you for asking. I know James Bond watches my streams. We all know Trubisky most likely won't be playing all 16 games. So, with that being said, when does he get benched? I hate this question for a couple of reasons. All right, nothing against you, James Bond, sorry. But I hate when Bears fans are focused on the negative. And this has nothing to do with Mitchell Trubisky. This would be the same thing if Nick Foles was announced a starter. Like, why are we already being pessimistic here? Why are we already being negative, saying, we know Mitch is going to play bad, so let's just talk about when he's going to get benched? No, I don't want to talk about that because I think he will do well, and I would say the same thing if Nick Foles started. All right? I'm going into the Bears season with a positive outlook. Now, if the Bears were not good, I would be realistic and tell you they're not good. But that's not being negative. That's just being realistic. And so my point being is Mitch Trubisky won the starting job fair and square. This was my issue all along. People were still going to hate on Mitchell Trubisky if and when he would win the starting job, just like they would have hated if he had lost the starting job. So to me, I'm not answering that question because I don't believe Mitchell Trubisky will get benched. The right side of Detroit's O-line is new this year. Do you think the lack of preseason games will affect them? I have the over-under at 4.5 sacks for the Bears to eat tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's going to affect a lot of teams, not just Detroit. Yeah, absolutely. I think Detroit's defense is very vulnerable for sure. A 4.5 sacks, I think that's definitely a little rich maybe, but I could see it happening for sure. I think Mac gets at least 2 sacks, maybe Roquan. We know Robert Quinn's probably not going to play. Hicks could get a sack. So, yeah, 4.5, maybe a little high on the high end, but I could see it. Over, under 400 yards for Mitch tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think he gets 400 yards. All right, let me give you a stat line for Mitch tomorrow. All right, I'm going to pick a stat line out right now out of thin air for you guys. All right, I say Mitch Trubisky tomorrow. This is how I feel. Because Matt Nagy's going to be very careful. Mitch is not going to throw any picks just because I feel like he's going to be very careful with the ball. So I'm going to say no interceptions right off the bat. I'm going to say 2 touchdowns. And yardage-wise, I'm going to say Mitch throws for about 220 yards. I could say 250, but I'm going to say like 220. So actually, let me bump that up to 250. If David Montgomery's out, man, they're going to throw the ball a lot more. But here's where I'm at. 220 to 250 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And I think the 2 touchdowns go to – are you ready for this? I think one of them goes to Jimmy Graham in the red zone. I think they're going to drive all the way down to the red zone, and then he's going to throw one to Jimmy Graham, another one to Allen Robinson. So there you have it. You heard it here first. Mitch's stat line for tomorrow. Do you know the Sports Fury guys? No, I'm not sure who those are. All right, let's see here. Excited for your weekly Bears game recap? Yeah. Thank you guys, man. Look, I hope you guys understand and realize that the reason I get a lot of support from you guys and a lot of other – some of them are so negative against this team. It makes no sense to me. And so I always try to be positive but also realistic at the same time, right? You don't see me being a fanboy and waving pom-poms and saying the Bears are going 16-0 and winning the Super Bowl, but you also don't see me, finding a reason every single time to say, this is why this team won't succeed. This is why Mitchell Trubisky sucks. This is why Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy are awful. Like, that's the whole issue here that I have is, listen, we are not the Jacksonville Jaguars. We are not the Washington football team. All right? We're not historically the Detroit Lions. I'm sorry. The teams that have not won anything. We're not that. We are one of the most historic franchises in football. We are one of the best franchises in football. We are, okay? And we've got the most Hall of Famers. Like, we have so much with our history, and our current team is decent too. Let's celebrate that instead of being so damn negative. Okay, Tom Grassi hit 100K. Yeah, I saw that, man. I love Tom Grassi. He's great. More power to him. Hopefully I get to that level one day. So nothing but love for him. We got some fantasy questions here. Okay, ask me fantasy questions. Jerry Jeudy or Tyler Boyd to start in fantasy? If Cortland Sutton's out, start Jerry Jeudy. If he's in, start Tyler Boyd. Oh, actually, Tyler Boyd's playing the Chargers. That's a bad matchup, man. But also, Jerry Jeudy's playing the Titans, so that's not a great matchup either. I'd probably lean Jerry Jeudy. Do you think the Bears have over or under 2 turnovers tomorrow? I will say under 2 turnovers. Why do you think the national media is so disrespectful of the Bears? Is there anything tangible they're looking at that says the Bears will actually finish last? I've talked about this, guys. I've talked about why the Bears national media is so negative towards the Bears. It's because of the fact that right now the Bears don't have an offensive star. I mean, Allen Robinson, you could say, but quarterback, obviously, we know. So I should say offensively, a quarterback is a star. And I think that is really the big reason it hurts a lot, because if we have a top-tier quarterback, they would talk about the Bears more. But historically, we've seen the teams that get talked about. Let's just take a look at it, all right? The Chiefs, they've got Patrick Mahomes. The Packers, they've got Aaron Rodgers. The Cowboys, they've always been popular, and they have Dak Prescott. But again, I'm not a big fan of Dak Prescott. But I think the national media for sure just does not gravitate towards a defensive-oriented team versus an offensive-oriented team with a star quarterback. Quarterbacks drive this league. That's what it is. So, let's see here. Well, Vikings regret paying Cook. If Montgomery takes the next step, would you be okay paying him a year from now? It's too early for me to talk about David Montgomery getting paid. I just hope he stays healthy this year. But I don't think the Vikings will regret paying Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a very, very good running back. and he's very versatile. Okay, I am not a fan of paying running backs a lot, but I saw his contract; it wasn't that bad. Hold on a second, I got it. Yeah, sneeze here. Good Lord. We got to talk about the Vikings, and I'm allergic. I can't talk about any other team in the NFC North besides the Bears. Good Lord. So any other questions about the other teams in the division, and I might start sneezing here, folks. But yeah, I like Dalvin Cook a lot. But they do have good running backs behind him in Alexander Madison and Mike Boone. I think he did deserve to get paid. So I know how much he does for that offense. So I don't think they'll regret it. Let's see here. Excuse me, guys. I don't know what it is. Talking about the Vikings does this to me. Colts D or Chargers D? I would start Colts D. Start DK or Jarvis flex. DK Metcalf. Faiz, who you got winning tomorrow? Bucks or Saints? I got the Saints. Dak to Chicago? I don't think so. Very unlikely. Okay. If Mitch turns things around, do you think the media will finally show this team some damn respect? Absolutely. If Mitchell Trubisky plays well, they will. Remember in 2018, we did get some respect when the Bears played well. It'll come around. Okay. I think I got to a lot of them. Any other questions? I'll do fantasy questions, right? Start and sit questions. I got you guys. Anything else? I'll be here for about 5 more minutes. So ask me whatever questions it is. Super chat. Let me know. Do you think CEH is going to flop? No. Chris, did you see Thursday? Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a beast. He was freaking fantastic. He's going to be incredible. Let's see. Do you think Darnell Mooney gets some time tomorrow? I don't believe so. Start David Montgomery in fantasy. Depends. Who do you have? If he plays, I probably would start him, but who else do you have at running back? I need to know that question. Start Madison over Fournette? Absolutely not. I would start Leonard Fournette. I don't even know how many snaps Alexander Madison is going to get. And I'm very high on Dalvin Cook playing well tomorrow. So not sure if you said, do you think Riley will start? No, I think Ted Ginn Jr. will start. So it's going to be what's it going to be? Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Ted Ginn Jr. Trade me in the money lead, Faiz. Hey, send me a trade. Let me know what you got. See, here's the thing with me, all right? When I play fantasy football, for you guys that are playing with me in the leagues this year, you'll notice I'm very strategic in fantasy football. Very strategic. And the reason is with trades and stuff. I don't mind making trades, but I got to see how my team does before I start making trades, right? So I trust myself enough to know that I had a good draft. And if I like my team after the draft, I'm going to wait and see how they do. So I have made one trade this year. Like, funny enough, in the 20-man league, so funny, guys. Hear this out, right? In the 20-man league, I picked up Josh Gordon when the news came out that he signed with the Seahawks. Now, it's a 20-man league, all right? Keep in mind, it's a very thin waiver wire. So I just picked up Josh Gordon. He could, be a lottery ticket for me. Oh, well, so I took him. And somebody wanted to trade me D.D. Westbrook for Josh Gordon. D.D. Westbrook is a known commodity. I will take him over Josh Gordon, who we don't know if he's going to play or not. And even if he does, will be limited snaps. So I took I took that trade and I traded away Josh Gordon. But point being is I need to see my team before this happens. All right. Give me a second here. I think the fire alarm in my house is going off. This is weird. Sorry about that, guys. That was weird. Am I the only we got a super chat right here, Dylan White. Am I the only one who misses Johnny Knox? No, I remember Johnny Knox, man. Johnny Knox was going to be a hell of a receiver if he stayed healthy. So annoying that he had that incredibly, disgusting and just absolutely sad to see injury that took away his career essentially. But he would have been a beast, honestly. Yo, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I think the fire alarm in my house went out. Somebody's probably cooking something or something like that. Christopher Doley with the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. let's see here. Sorry about that, guys. Let me scroll back up and see what other questions there were. How do you think Jalen Johnson is going to do? I think he's going to do well. I think Jalen Johnson is very happy Kenny Galladay is not playing tomorrow, because Kenny Galladay could have made Jalen Johnson's debut very, very poor. Let's see here. Do you think we will have a new GM next season? Depends on how the Bears do. If the Bears are absolutely awful, there's a good chance. If they are just awful. If they're decent, I'm not sure. Will he be a happy man tomorrow night if the Bears win? Yes. But here's the thing, guys. Again, the Bears winning or losing, I never try to get too high or too low. I kind of stay within like a level. So for me, I'll be fine either way. So just letting you guys know that. But I can't wait. I will be here answering or talking about the game tomorrow. And I will be fully passionate in telling you guys how I feel if they lose, right? So win or lose, I'm here. All right. Hopefully that answers a lot of the questions, guys. Thank you so much. I will be back talking about the loss or the win, whatever happens. Hopefully it's not a tie tomorrow. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, thanks for watching.